Hey, this is Mark Spoonhour with Laptop Magazine, and today we're here with the Sony Tablet S. It's Sony's first Android tablet for the US, and it is very unique, not only in terms of its design, but this is the first Android tablet that plays PlayStation games and accesses all of Sony's music, videos, and books, so all in one device. We're going to give you a walkthrough of Sony's first tablet. Okay, so the Sony Tablet S definitely has a different design than other Android tablets on the market, and that's because it has what Sony calls a folding design. You'll see that the left corner of the device is a little bit thicker, but there's a reason for that because they designed it to be, held more like a magazine, and it actually has a really cool aesthetic too. On the front, you have a 9.4-inch true black display, and as you can see, it has pretty good viewing angles from the sides horizontally. I mean, there's a little bit of glare, but overall, it's really nice. You have a front-facing camera right here for video chats. That's a VGA quality. And on the right-hand side, in this little divot, you have the power button and the volume controls. This is one of the two speakers. And on the other side, you have the headphone jack and access to a full-size SD memory card and micro USB. So under the hood of the Sony Tablet S is an NVIDIA Tegra dual-core processor, which keeps things running nice and smooth. In fact, Sony likes to tout the fact that this tablet has what it calls swift and smooth performance. And what they've tried to do is make the tablet much more responsive to touch than other Android tablets. There's supposed to be less lag, and overall, we think this tablet is living up to the claim so far, but it's not final software or hardware, so we're going to update our review. The other cool thing is this Favorites app, which is a way that Sony uses to aggregate all of its entertainment content, and that includes PlayStation games. So we'll show you what that looks like. So you can see we have a classic from the console days, Crash Bandicoot. And the graphics are crude, but it's fun to play. I'm not very good. But as you can see, this game really isn't optimized for touch. You have like the classic controllers here, the four-way over here, the left and right shoulder buttons, so it could get pretty complicated for people who aren't accustomed to old-school console games. One other thing that we want to show you real quick is that Sony has worked hard to speed up things within the browser, and it has this acceleration mode. So you can see when you load pages, it's pretty quick to display all the images, and then it starts filling in the text. And scrolling is pretty smooth too. They've also worked to make sure that the pinch to zoom is pretty smooth. So overall, it's a nice browsing experience. Although the Sony Tablet S doesn't have an HDMI port, you do have another option for getting content from the tablet to your TV, and that's DLNA technology. And Sony has built that into a lot of its apps, including the music player. We're going to show you what that looks like. So if you fire this up, press that little share button.
24 hours.
So despite the fact that we saw a little error message there, we're able to push the content out to a TV that's also DLNA certified. You can pause the playback, which is nice. But we don't see a way to, fast forward or rewind through tracks. So, hopefully the final software will be a little bit easier so that you don't have to connect and disconnect just to fire up a new track. So the Sony Tablet S is also supposed to be able to share videos in the same way using DLNA technology. So, we press the play button and then we go out to share it. It searches for players, so it should find the TV. And you should be able to share it in the same way. But right now we're getting a weird error message. Cannot be registered with the media server. Hopefully Sony can work out the kinks, or maybe it's because it's a Samsung TV, but it's definitely frustrating. Okay, so at this stage of the game, the Sony Tablet S isn't quite finished because a lot of the apps aren't up and running yet, including Sony's own entertainment stores. But overall, we like what they're doing with the device so far. You have a really nice design. The folding design is really unique and compelling. We love the display. The true black screen really shows off content, whether it's YouTube or Sony's own stuff. And the PlayStation suite of games offers a lot of potential for gamers, both casual and console geeks. So overall, we're impressed with the Sony Tablet S, and we'll definitely update our review once we get final hardware and software. This is Mark Spoonhour with Laptop Magazine.